1, 2, 3, 4. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on.
We're ready.
I don't like the way you grab that.
It was my Elvis moves. We're ready, baby. Am I tilting the table too much? Am I shaking?
I don't know. I give up. I don't care.
Your inner self
I'm
is going nuts.
I'm done.
Isn't it?
I'm done.
All right.
I obviously have some sort of psychological.
You got a
thing.
lot of issues.
I need to, work that out with my therapist.
Here we go, Wednesday with Mike and John. Mike and John got it going on, and of course, we're brought to you by Firehouse Doors. We are going to get another name in today for the big drawing for the LiftMaster 8365 garage door opener with 2 remotes and, of course, the keyless entry pad installed by Firehouse Doors. As we bring you this broadcast, broadcast. Is it a broadcast too? If we have ladies
I don't know.
here,
Technically, what is the definition of a broadcast?
I don't know. You better look at it. Here we go. We're looking it up.
Transmit a program or some information by radio or television.
So no, this is a podcast.
So
I can't say broadcast anymore.
yeah, I mean by
No more
definition,
broadcast.
but I don't know. This is an outdated definition.
It sure is.
I
It's
think
an
that,
old
yeah.
Webster's.
All
right.
Because
Well, in any event, we're here in the 8365 studios,
right.
which John has cleaned up quite a bit. It's not as
worked on it.
disheveled,
Right.
except for I want an explanation for this.
That's your thing.
I didn't do this.
I think you did do
I
that.
didn't do this. Would I put a little paper clippy thing
Yeah.
on a pen cap?
Yeah. That looks like
without a
something
pen?
this looks like something that you might find in my car back in high school.
1987.
Hanging from the mirror.
That's what I was thinking. So would I do that? I don't think so. All right. So anyway, we'll take a look at today's trivia answers from last night's trivia. Also, the 2-cent history lesson coming up. A big comedy coming to the Historic Howell Theater. We'll get to that, but first, a look at local news. Brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton.
Yeah, and our first story is, it's gross. You've been warned. Consumers in Livingston County are among those being warned by state officials about possible food contamination. The Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development is advising consumers not to eat any Country Gardens produce or products containing produce from Country Gardens in Homer, Michigan, because it may be contaminated with raw, untreated human waste. Yes, they were spreading poop on their crops. All product
crap on the crop.
It's a crappy crop. All product is expected to be labeled under the name Country Gardens, and country with a K, so you know it's quality that way. And were sold at retail locations across the state, including at Bush's Fresh Food Market stores in Brighton, Dexter, Pinckney, and South Lyon. Also at the Simply Fresh Market in Brighton and a Greener Pastures Market in South Lyon. You'll find a complete list of stores that sold these products at mikeandjohnpodcast.com. During a routine safety inspection, staff with the department identified Country Gardens was using raw, untreated human waste on their fields where produce was grown for sale to local grocery stores and direct sale. So if you happen to stop by Country Gardens
In
as
Homer.
you're going through Homer and go, oh, those look like some delicious whatever, they weren't.
It's from toilet to table. Please. No. What the hell is wrong with people?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Oh my
And
God.
in case you just wondered, the reason why we don't do that is because, first of all, it's against the law. There's that. That's the first thing. Also, it can get you very sick. Diseases like hepatitis A, E. coli, norovirus, just to name a few. We're not going to go into the list of things that can do
and
to
it
you.
won't taste good either.
So, let's be honest, if we can break out of here for just a second and say, look, we all know that you use fertilizer on crops,
Sure.
which is
Nitrogen. It's poop.
Which is poop, but it's the right kind of poop. If you can,
you gotta have good poop.
You gotta have good
It's
poop.
Healthy poop.
There's the right poop and there's the wrong poop.
Yeah, human poop.
All
Not
right,
good.
human poop, not good.
Okay.
Okay. So if there's a tube coming out of your toilet that's going to your garden, no. All right. So country gardens,
With
bad.
a kid.
Yeah. All right.
Let's move on to the next story.
Moving
shall
on,
we?
yes. All right, opening arguments are scheduled Wednesday in the trial of 3 men charged with plotting to kidnap and potentially execute Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. A jury was seated Tuesday to hear the case against Joe Morrison, Pete Musico, and Paul Bellar, who are charged with various counts, including providing material support for a terrorist act. All 3 were members of a paramilitary group known as the Wolverine Watchmen, which trained in Jackson County. The charges were filed in state court. After a first trial in which 2 defendants were acquitted, a second trial convicted 2 others on federal charges in the plot. 2 others pleaded guilty. Among them was Ty Garbin of Heartland Township, whose sentence was reduced for his cooperation in testifying against his co-defendants, which he'll do again in this trial. And a partnership between 2 local service organizations is being recognized for its positive effect on everyone involved. The American Legion's national website, legion.org, last week highlighted the dances that are held regularly over the past 6 years at the American Legion Devereaux Post 141 in Howell. The dances are for members of ARC Livingston, which provides advocacy, information, and support services to individuals with developmental disabilities and their families. As the article notes, while the dances are meant to be enjoyed by ARC citizens, they've also become a highlight for Post 141's Legion family, serving as a collaborative effort between the Post Auxiliary Unit, the Sons of the American Legion, and the Legion Riders, saying it brings smiles to all members' faces. Chapter 141 Legion Rider leader Chris Jones said the dances provide ARC members a chance to interact with people in ways they don't normally get to. Quote, they can't go some places because of the limitations, he said. With that being said, when they come to our place, we do not look at them as any kind of special needs people or with disabilities. We look at them as friends. They get to spend 3 hours not being stereotyped. Our members truly want to be there and enjoy their time there, end quote. And that's what's going on.
And news brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. We're in day 2 of a 3-day event going on at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. Their estate buying event today and tomorrow from 11 to 6 today. Here on Wednesday, Thursday, tomorrow from 11 to 5. If you've got unwanted jewelry or treasures that have just been sitting around, you'd like to turn that into cash, you can do so by stopping by today. No appointment necessary. Just bring it in. Staff at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers will evaluate it. You can take the cash or use it in trade and get a 20% discount too.
Your choice.
Life is about choices, John. So check that out today. They've also got the latest designs from Simon G. and Zagani available. Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton or online at cooperandbinkleyjewelers.com.
Right.
Some interesting answers in last night's
All right. Our question.
TNT, which was Tuesday night trivia. 44% of men
What do they know?
reuse this.
Oh, God.
What was the first thing that came to mind for you, John King?
I hope it's not human waste.
Well,
Okay.
that's all your friends
So-
at Country Farms.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
And they're not your friends anymore.
No, I would say they're not.
You've got friends like that poop
no.
on your food.
Yeah, that's like-
Get new friends.
What are you doing over here?
All right.
All right.
Yeah, recent study found that 44% of men reuse this. Want to know what it is. So naturally, I think the first thing that popped into people's minds was either their socks or underwear.
That's not.
We do reuse it, doesn't
I mean, after you wash them,
hopefully.
of course.
Yes.
Now, I mean, if you're rich enough that you want wear your underwear and just throw them in the garbage, I mean, you know.
Well, those are called Depends, John.
You mean you don't reuse those?
Well, some people might. It's just a little damp.
I don't know.
Romantic pickup lines, says Sherry. You know, I'd never thought of that, but if you've got one that's your go-to,
Well, here's the thing. If you have
most
to,
are cheesy.
if you have to have a bunch of them and keep them remembered, perhaps this is not working out as good as you thought
Let
it
me
was.
go to my pickup line app.
Hold on. I'm going to go with A7 on this one.
How you doing?
Yeah.
So pickup lines, we
all
can
right.
go with that.
Right.
Coffee cups or mugs. Spidey.
I'm not using a Mike and John mug.
No, you're not. Shame on you.
I don't know. I just,
I'm using my Mike and John
yeah.
thermos.
Okay. I guess I don't have the commitment to the show that I need.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's all right. We'll forgive you today.
Kleenex, no.
Well, maybe you only used a little portion of You can get 2 blows out of that one.
There's some things, I'm sorry, that you don't, I don't want to get too gross. Kleenex and toilet paper are
Probably not.
one use and gone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not worried. I recycle. I try to do everything right.
Well, somebody
but
said
there's some things I'm like, nope.
Somebody
use
said a
and gone.
handkerchief.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that,
Handkerchiefs are gross.
it's a
That's
weird
That's a
concept,
generational
really.
thing. I mean,
Yeah.
like my dad had a handkerchief, but that never. It didn't pass down
So,
to me.
here's the thing about
here's
the
son. Here's the
handkerchief.
family handkerchiefs.
Sure, it looked nice tucked in like a suit jacket or,
Right.
back when you were
Like a
going
pocket
formal.
square.
Oh, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not really for using,
No.
really. It's just for show. It's for showing.
But you watch the old
blowing.
movies, and the guy would go, "Oh, here." Of course, the
yeah.
dame is crying. Oh, here you go. You pull
Sure.
it up.
But if it's got
Right.
snot in it.
That's what I'm saying. What do you do with it when you're done?
Then you put it in your pocket.
I'm just going to save this bodily fluid here.
Yeah,
I'll
hanky's
just
a gross
gonna
thing.
hang that down there.
Okay. Toothpick.
This show's gross this morning.
Toothpick, disposable razors. Toothpick was guessed quite a few times. Dental floss.
Now, a toothpick. Okay, now hold on. Let's think about toothpick.
Yeah, you're
It's
putting
got
that-
2 sides.
Sure.
That one I could see. You flip it
over.
around.
Where are you storing that toothpick?
I'm not storing it.
Oh, you're just using it.
Use it.
Too.
I will use both ends,
All right.
and then it's gone.
Yeah, so-
unless I'm going to be super cool
And just keep it in your mouth.
hang it in my mouth. And,
Oh, yeah.
Nothing
Nothing
just
says
call
cool.
me Kansas City Slim.
Nothing's. Nothing says cool like a
Yeah.
toothpick hanging out of your
And
mouth.
No one
Yeah.
calls me Slim. So, who was the Kansas City Royal that always had the toothpick?
Buddy Bell.
Was it Buddy Bell?
No, he wasn't a
Buddy
Royal.
Bell.
He
No,
was,
he wasn't. He was an
a
Indian.
Cleveland Indian.
The
Tiger manager.
Cleveland Guardians.
Well, he was a Cleveland Indian at the time.
At the time, yes.
Yeah.
Darn it, who was that? All right, I got to know that.
I don't know who the toothpick guy was.
Yeah.
Brenda said bath towels. Now, I'd use my bath towel. You use it, you take your shower, you use it, and you hang it up and let it dry. Use it again in a couple days, and then it goes in the wash.
UL Washington.
Oh, UL.
Yeah, UL
When
Washington.
I think of UL, I think of the guy in Revenge of the Nerds, who UL was the head of the
Right.
this fraternity.
Right.
And
UL.
it might have been UL Washington.
Yeah. There. By the way, there is a website called ulstoothpick.com. Which is all about UL's toothpick, exploring Kansas City Royals history. And there's
About UL's toothpick.
ulstoothpick.com, yeah.
Cassandra said dirty underwear. Sandwich bag said cousin Jeff. Our good buddy cousin Jeff. I could see reusing a sandwich bag. Maybe.
Close, but not it.
Not it. No. A shoebox. Yeah,
Well, yeah, you repurpose it.
sure.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Oh, you put your shoes back in the box. Put them in.
You could do that, or for something. But
You might use it for like a giveaway drawing. Somebody might. That's not a shoebox.
no.
Don't worry.
Okay.
That's a shipping box right there. Jelly jars or pickle jars. Good guesses. Our answer though.
Brandon came through once again with his great answer, which you can go to Facebook and look up Brandon's answer. We're not going to share that here.
Yeah, and if you're reusing that,
Okay. Brandon has a lot of kids apparently. So
it is a form of wrapping,
yeah.
but it's not aluminum foil,
No.
which was our answer.
And if you're
who
using
knows-
aluminum foil, the
Ooh.
way Brandon was,
you really sprung
I
things.
feel sorry for the
Yeah.
woman in your life. Number one.
Aluminum foil. Keeping it fresh. So, aluminum foil was our answer, and congratulations to
Was
Tanya.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Tanya. She will go in the drawing for that LiftMaster 8365 garage door opener with 2 remotes. Along with that, a keyless entry pad installed
Now,
by Firehouse.
let me ask you: do you?
I noticed your
do
garage
you-
door was open, by the way, when I came
Was
to
it?
the house. Yeah, I was going to shut it, but I didn't
Closed
know.
it, so it's been open all night.
It's been open, yeah.
Great. There's probably bears living in my garage.
A couple birds and stuff. But it is a Firehouse garage door.
I should use it sometime.
Yeah, you should.
Probably at night would be a good time for me to use it.
But the thing is that the light outside the door wasn't flickering like a rave, like it usually is when I come over.
Now, you're talking about the coach light that's outside my garage, like on the house?
You have 2 lights on the side
Yeah.
of the garage. One is out completely. The other flickers, and it's like I'm at a rave or I'm at a haunted house.
Quite
I
the
don't
home
know.
maintenance guy. Yeah, whatever. Garage door's open, one light's out, one's flickering.
Wife's
You
out
want
of
to
town.
know?
Everything's
This actually
gone to
works
hell.
because I think any potential robbers go, you know what? That house looks too weird. I'm not going to rob the next one.
But see, when the door is open, it's not flickering. When you shut the door, it's
Oh.
flickering. You should call Mike Witt
I
at
probably
Firehouse
should.
Doors and see if there's some kind of short there going on. That's what I would do if
All
I
right.
were you.
I
That's
think I
just
will.
mine.
And it probably makes sense to do that because, Firehouse Doors has been Livingston County, serving Livingston County residents for the past 24 years. Family owned. They strive to treat each customer like family. Even me.
Here's what they'll do.
And that's good customer
They'll give
service.
them a head
No, I don't
slap
think
because they'll
they
be
will.
like, what the heck's
I don't
going
think
on
they
with
will.
that garage? Well, for you, they will.
No,
Maybe not.
I don't think they will.
They'll be nice to you.
Don't ever touch me again. All right. Anyway, Firehouse Doors is veteran-owned. Mike Witt, a proud U.S. Air Force veteran. Firehouse Doors, your one-stop shop for residential, commercial, and rolling steel overhead door needs. And for the past 21 years, they've been Livingston County's only authorized distributor for CHI overhead doors. Call Firehouse Doors today, 810-599-7480. It's that time.
It is that time.
It is that time.
We're hoping this works
That's what we're
because
hoping.
this
And while
connection.
they're going to do that. And while we're waiting, I want to remind you about Richter and Associates Property Management, licensed real estate brokers, rental property experts in Livingston, Genesee, and Oakland counties. 40 plus years in the business. Located in downtown Howell. Online at richterassociates.com, RICHTERASSOC.com, or call them at 517-540-9560.
I couldn't even lip sync.
You
that
were
with
busy
you.
calling.
I was.
Richter and Associates Property Management.
So Christian and Chris joining us. We think. Oh wow, they did it.
You did do it.
You techno geniuses.
Yeah. No.
I merged those calls.
Yeah, Christian Labar and Chris Salter joining us. And Christian, when you worked your witchcraft
Whoa.
and merged the call, which for us is like, I don't know how to do that. So you said, I'll do it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
A couple old
It
men.
is spooky season, yeah. It is spooky season.
So, all right. So we're talking about the improv show coming up at the Howell Historic Theater this Friday night, October 8th. Is it the Friday? Or is it?
No, it's Saturday.
It's Saturday.
Yep, this Saturday, it's kind of the same format as we've done before in the past, where it's kind of a mix of like Saturday Night Live and Whose Line Is It Anyway style, where we ask for audience participation. So it's first time in 2 years, so we're excited to be back.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know, we've had you on when we were on the radio, had you guys on the show talking about it, and there was that layoff. So how many years have you been doing the improv show? If you discount the couple years we're not able to do it, but what are we looking at? About 5-6 years?
Yeah, I think from like 2018.
Yeah. So kind of fun stuff. And for folks that want to come out, I noticed there's a cash bar and popcorn. The historic Howell Theater, they have the most awesome popcorn and cash bar too. So tell us a little about who's in the show.
Well, it's pretty much the old cast. It's just we've shrunk down a little bit. There's Ross, Alan, Cody, Patrick, me, and then I think someone else. I forgot. Oh wait, Christian.
The other guy. The other guy.
Christian.
Oh,
Another girl.
Oh.
Female in the
I was going to say.
I see.
Christian, do you take a lot of flack because you're the only female in the show, or do you're kind of the boss or the person that knows what's going on?
I think we know.
A little bit of both, I feel like. I'm definitely getting a lot of flack. I feel like I'm always like, man, it's just me out here with all these guys.
Yeah.
So, for folks who have never been to one of these shows, for the improv show, very audience involved. You try and get the audience involved in the show to kind of, keep that improv spirit going.
Yep, and that's why it's adult content is what we kind of say, because we take suggestions from the audience. And my, oh my, we get suggestions.
So,
there's a couple of games where they can volunteer to be like a pillar, and they get to say a line that goes in the scene. We have them write pocket lines during the beginning of the show and intermission that we use. We take suggestions from them constantly throughout. So it's usually pretty fun for the audience as well. We encourage the beer and wine because it makes us seem more enjoyable as well.
Yeah, of course. we also encourage people to drink a lot before they watch this podcast. It goes a lot better. Now I have to ask though, when you pull somebody out of the audience, because I've been to your shows before, and I've seen somebody that seems like, oh, this is going to be a good person, this is a real firecracker, and then they get up there and then they
pull a Cindy Brady.
Either that or they can't get their mind. They keep saying that they keep going in one direction, and you're like, no, let's kind of move it along.
Oh yeah, we've had all sorts of audience participation, from the ones that all they say is maybe just types of cheese, and you're like, okay, enough of the cheese, dude. And
Sorry.
To ones that kind of just, to ones that just kind of stare at you. So, it's always a gamble with audience participation, but I think that's why people like to come out to the shows, is because they know there's a chance of that too. So we kind of risk it for the cheese biscuit there.
Usually, whatever is said, we will use. So we make it work. We do the best we can.
You absolutely do. No, I and that's the thing. Having been to these shows, I know, Chris, you're especially good at I think kind of taking whatever folks say, whether it's some
like nose hair, or handkerchief.
Whatever may be, and then moving that along in a fun way to kind of keep that going.
Yeah, so you got to be creative with it because you still want the scenes to make sense. It's still funny, so we do try to take the word and maybe use it in the sentence or add on to it or try to save it because it's another type of cheese or something.
But Christian really loves cheese. So
I brought it up, but now she won't let it go.
I know. So I was going to ask you, what's been the toughest word somebody's given you to work with?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like when it's something that you actually don't know what it is, or
that would be tough. Yeah,
if it's some techie term.
Yeah. So then you're just like, oh, sorry, I clear my throat out. Something like that.
We'll take those words like that we don't know. We'll just make it work, or we'll like go just like kind of just act like it was like a sound effect.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think the thing is interesting also with improv, because both of you guys have done a lot of productions with community theater and different theater companies where you have a script, you have your lines, you know your character. Whereas this is something completely different. You're going into a show, and you really kind of have. I mean, you obviously know some things of how you're going to work things, but you really don't know what direction it's going to go. And I have to be. There's got to be an element of anxiety that goes along with that, but also, I guess kind of knowing that it's going to be fun because of that.
Yeah, I think it's important that you have rapport with your group. So because we've been working together for so long, we tend to know each other's personalities and jokes and those kind of things. So having a good commitment within the group, for me, I think it's actually like less anxiety provoking than like a play, because I'm like, oh my gosh, you don't have to memorize any lines. It's wonderful.
Well, in a sense, it's
nerve-wracking.
In a sense, it's like John and I doing this show. We've been working together so long. We kind of know if I take something in a direction or he does. Where we kind of know just from working together for so long. And I would imagine you guys, with this troupe that's been together for quite a while or know each other for so long, it does get pretty easy. But if somebody wanted to like join the cast, how tough would that be? If let's just John says
when you bring in a newbie,
like the new guy, like Saturday Night Live is going through this whole staff shuffle, right? Bringing somebody new into the group, that's got to be kind of tough too.
Like for instance, say Ross, bringing in someone like Ross, that's got to be a challenge. I'm just picking on Ross.
Yes, you are.
Sometimes, but usually we try really hard to support the person and try to make sure, because with improv, your job is to try to make everything that the other person says make them look really, really good. So usually if we do bring other people on and into the group, our job is we're trying to make them look as good as possible and meld them into the group as quickly as possible with our yes anding and all the improv rules.
Right.
And trying to make it look as like we've worked with them for a long time. So we're trying to get that as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And prior to us taking a break, we had what was called open improvs at the community theater of Howell, and so those were like open to the public to come in and kind of just see how it was. If they wanted to explore getting on stage, they could do that. So that probably, as we start to settle back into our routine, something that we might do in the future that allows people to kind of try their hand at it if they're interested in exploring it and not just get thrown into the mix either.
And also workshops too. We've done workshops, and we'll probably do workshops again to see who's interested to have come and try out. And then if they want to keep going further into it, we'll have more opportunities for people to try to join and things like that.
All right, and that's kind of like
So the other people.
well, right. That's kind of like when the Tigers hold open tryouts.
Yeah, we're getting our gloves.
And there's all the guys that are like, this is my chance to get into the bigs. And I'm like, no, it's not actually.
Yeah.
But every now and then,
You never know.
you spot somebody.
But, all right, get your tickets early. The show doors open at 6:15 on Saturday at the Historic Howell Theater, and that's kind of a smaller stage when you think about it. Have you guys done enough there where you've got the room and know the room itself to do this?
Yeah, we're very comfortable with each other at this point. So we work in a small space for sure, and there's lots of changing in and out. We've worked with everybody quite a few times, so we just kind of make the space work.
Oh, we get that. So we've got a couple of pairs of tickets that we can give away for Saturday's show. Again, How Will Laugh, improv show, and that's going on at the Historic Howell Theater. So what we're going to do for these tickets...
What are we going to do, John?
I don't know. What are we going to do?
I don't know.
See, we're improving right now.
Yes, we are.
And doing it badly.
We've got a plan. We just haven't dug it out yet.
Here's what we're going to do. For the next 2 nights on our Facebook trivia, so for Wednesday night trivia and then for Thursday night trivia, we're going to throw in a pair of tickets. So whoever correctly guesses our trivia answer on Wednesday night
it's
tonight,
a double win.
and then Thursday, we'll get a pair of tickets to go see the show on Saturday at the Historic Howell
What if
Theater.
we just kept the tickets and you and I just went?
We could do that.
All right, and then we don't have to
Buy
give them
your
away.
own tickets.
Hey, cheapskates, buy your own damn tickets.
There's only $1 left in the Indeed cup.
Yeah. Really, all we have is...
Two pillars will be you two up there with us.
I don't want to hear John talking about cheese.
That's right. God, enough with the cheese already.
Those can be real Gouda jokes.
Oh, no.
Ew.
No. All right. Can you buy tickets online?
Yeah, you can buy them at the Historic Howell Theater website. Is
Okay.
where
Very
All
cool.
right.
you can purchase tickets.
Go there. Make sure you see the show this Saturday, 7 o'clock at the Historic Howell Theater. And, of course, check out our Facebook page. Next couple nights, we'll be giving away a pair of tickets there in trivia.
Hey, is there any place we could just magically put a Mike and John banner on the stage while you're doing your show?
We can have Ross hold it.
Yes, Ross,
There's Ross, the sign holder.
That's right.
I like that.
Ross, we've got a special job for
And
you.
he just points at it throughout the show. Like,
There you go.
hey, right.
All right, tell him
If
there's...
you guys gave us something, I'll find a place for it in the lobby.
Well, you-
How about that?
You tell Ross I've got $1 in it for him, all right? I've got a whole dollar for him,
buckaroo.
fella.
Yeah.
All right. We pick on Ross.
You know what?
Ross.
Maybe we'll give him a trucker hat, too.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I want the hat. Wait, I want a hat.
Hats for everybody.
All right.
All right. All right, guys. Well,
Thanks
thanks.
for having us.
Hey,
Yeah.
thanks for connecting it and putting it all together. We appreciate it, Chris and Christian. Thanks again.
Thank you very much.
All right.
I'm looking forward to it. Saturday night at the Historic Howell Theater. Should be a fun show.
I think it will be.
And now remind me that I've got to put this in the trivia for.
Yeah.
Put that in my.
Put that
to-go
in the
stuff.
trivia way.
Yeah.
You've
Thanks
just
for reminding me.
been reminded.
Thank
by
you.
the way.
Appreciate
Hey,
it.
if you've checked out our new website, of course, MikeandJohnPodcast.com, all updated. Check it out. Check it out.
New and improved.
It is new and
Stamp.
improved.
Yes.
And courtesy of our friends at Orb Solutions, specifically Austin Lee, who worked with us to update our website, and he's done a great job. We've gotten some great feedback from him. If you need a website update, Austin Lee and Orb Solutions is the place to go to.
Even if you don't have a website yet, he can create it for you.
Right.
Very simple.
And so
for him,
well, yeah,
for us,
right. And so the great thing about Austin is that he knows all the tech stuff and he's very versed in all that stuff. And so a lot of times he would be saying, "I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this," and you're like, "Okay, make look good."
Yeah, all right, we'll take it word for it.
I guess.
Very
no.
trustworthy and worth your while.
Right, and more to the point. I mean, we kid around. More to the point, he was very capable of translating what we wanted into actual tech.
Sure.
Reality. Because a lot of times you're like, I want this, but you don't know how to, he can take the things that you you want and say, all right, here's how we're going to do that.
The only thing we stumped him with was telling him we wanted a Fetzer valve. He didn't know what that was.
No, then we said, go watch Fletch.
That's right.
Orbsolutions Orb.solutions, sorry.
Don't forget the dot.
Or no, I would not. Orb.solutions.
All right. Coming up tomorrow, The Less You Know with our good friend Rich Perlberg.
Right.
Do we know what we're going to talk to Rich
He has
about?
not checked in yet.
All right.
No, so
that's coming up tomorrow. And again, we will have that trivia question with a chance for you to win tickets to the improv show at the Historic Howell Theater. Let's move on to our 2-cent history lesson, which is brought to you by our good friend Drew Goebel at Oakland Insurance.
And we weren't talking about him before the show at all.
We did. And I think it's time we fess up. We were talking about Drew.
Yeah.
Now, Drew is very reliable when it comes to your insurance needs, whether
Right.
it's home or business. But when it comes to delivering the goods, like he told us he was going to do a good month ago.
He said he had a liquor-filled eclair, right?
Yes.
Didn't he? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I'm going to bring my liquor-filled eclair." Say that 3 times fast.
Liquor-filled
Liquor-filled
eclair.
Not anymore.
Why do they call it an eclair anyway? We're not
Well,
sure.
I'm
But
looking.
Drew
I already looked up UL Washington. I'm looking up.
and the toothpaste.
So
That's good information.
So we're
to
still
know.
waiting for our liquor-filled eclair. Maybe, actually, I think maybe he thought better of it. Maybe his wife after was like, I don't know that you want to give those guys any booze.
Save that for us, honey, she said.
Right, so. But when it does come to insurance, of course, Drew Goebel at Oakland Insurance and Michigan-based Frankenmuth Insurance is the guy to call. We have a lot of fun with Drew.
Yeah.
But honest, upfront, and fair is really the 3 things that you can say are
Those
hallmark.
are his middle names.
Yeah.
Drew, honest, upfront.
On his birth certificate.
And
we didn't say we had to be truthful. So if you want to get frank about insurance, call Drew. You want frank? Call Drew.
248-647-2500. Right. Today, October 5th.
Yes.
Let's do something nice day.
Oh,
I'm going to move this for you.
No.
I won't move it yet, though,
Not yet.
but I'll move it when it's time. That will be the nice thing I do.
Oh,
today.
that's so sweet.
It's also National Pet Obesity Awareness Day.
Hey,
Stop with the extra
fat dog there. You got a fat dog. Now our dog,
he shakes too much to get fat. He's a chronic shaker.
We're not good owners because we feed him a lot of table food, human food, which you're not supposed to do. And that's how dogs get fat. But our dog doesn't get fat.
He just shakes it off.
And I'm like, yeah, exactly.
A shaker.
I'm like, maybe that's what I ought to do. Maybe that's what I should start doing.
We'll get you a shaker chair.
Keep going. I'm losing weight.
Sure you are. It's also National Apple Betty Day. What's an Apple Betty? Shake that up. What's an
I'm
Apple
losing weight.
Betty?
I'm also getting
Betty
dizzy.
Day.
Hold on. All right.
I have no idea what an Apple Betty is.
It's like I think it's like an apple crisp.
Pie?
I think it's like an apple crisp. I want to say, yeah.
It's also World Teacher Day. We salute teachers today. We salute teachers every day. Bring your teacher an Apple Betty.
Yeah, it's like an apple crisp.
Oh, yeah. I probably would need that. 1947. President Harry S. Truman. What does the S stand for, you say?
Nothing.
You're right.
It literally stands for
It's
nothing.
just an S.
Yeah.
He held the first television presidential address from the White House on this day.
What year now?
1947.
So all 7 people that had a TV?
Yeah. Well, some invited people over for Apple Betties and tacos.
We're having Apple Betty, and we're going to watch President Truman.
Ooh.
I'll come for the
S.
Apple
Truman?
Betty. Yeah.
Apple Betty. Oh, Apple Betty. 1969, Monty Python's Flying Circus debuted on the BBC television.
Right. Which I think their inaugural episode, episode 1, has one of the funniest skits ever, which is about the funniest joke of all time, in which this joke was used as a weapon in World War I. It's a classic skit.
1974, The Beach Boys went to number 1 on the U.S. album charts with Endless Summer. What a cool album that was.
Yeah.
The group's second U.S. number 1.
It was the greatest hits. You can't go
Pretty
wrong.
much you open it up and-
right. Yeah, greatest hits. I mean,
But it was Endless Summer
Well, I understand.
on October 5th.
I understand that.
Just saying.
Right.
Kind of an odd time to release that.
Right. It had it was a double album, right?
Yeah.
So it had a bunch of songs all together. The total track time was about 10
15.
minutes. Yeah, 10,
I was
15
gonna
minutes
say.
long. Because each song about a minute and a half.
Yeah. 1974, American David Kunst completed the first journey around the world on foot. 4 years, and 21 pairs of shoes, across 4 continents, walking 14,450 miles.
So how did he walk
he got
across
his
the
steps.
oceans, though?
Oh, he was good. Good floaty.
Did he just walk the deck while the ship was, traversing the ocean? Or did he not count the oceans?
That's a good question.
Because that's cheating.
He should have been wearing a lead suit, walking under the ocean.
That's true. You're
He's
right.
not walking on water. His name's not Moses. 1989.
So how many miles did he travel?
14,450.
14,000.
4 continents he crossed.
So
I think he wore Nikes.
the circumference of the Earth is 24,000 miles. So I'm thinking he only walked the landmass areas. Just got on a boat. I think that's cheating. Says the guy who I had to take my dog for a walk. I'm like, God.
1989. Jim Baker, that's double K Baker, was convicted of using his Praise the Lord TV show
Yes.
to defraud his viewers.
PTL.
Here, Jim, take some more money.
I couldn't believe that him
Yeah.
and Tammy Faye were.
That's.
That's
I think it was. I think it was fake.
It was fake, all right.
It was on this day in 1999. Roger Daltrey announced the Who was reforming,
Oh, that's
making
nice.
their first appearance in Las Vegas on October 29th. The show was broadcast live on the internet. 1999. It was going to be a farewell tour.
Yeah.
But by the way, aren't they at the Little Caesars Arena this week? I think.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
well,
another farewell tour.
they couldn't possibly be there, Mike, because you and I both went and saw
The
their
farewell
final tour in
That was
1982,
1983,
or 83,
something like
whatever.
that.
Yeah,
They were saying goodbye. Sure.
That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand since.
And finally, it was on this day in 2005, the vampire novel Twilight by Stephanie Meyer was first published. Twilight.
That was
I said,
the
you
whole
know
thing.
what? I'm not a big vampire kind of guy. After that one with Kiefer Sutherland, that was the last vampire movie I saw.
Lost Boys.
Lost Boys.
Lost Boys was pretty good. It was a decent movie. The Twilight movies, I'm sorry. I know the chicks got into them and everything, but when they had vampire baseball, I'm like, no, sorry, I'm out.
Oh, you ruined it for me. Now I'm not going to watch any of that
Right.
stuff.
And none of them had any toothpicks like UL Washington.
Yeah, vampires
Yeah.
should have
They
toothpicks.
really
don't
should,
Got a little
honestly.
skin hanging from your tooth. That looks like a little piece of neck you got
Yeah,
going on.
hold on there. Yeah. That guy was a little tough. See,
That was a rough neck. Yeah.
The Who, by the way, is at the Little Caesars Arena tonight.
That's right. Look at
Wednesday night, October 4th. Or wait, no, that was last
That
night.
was last
Is today the 5th?
Yes, today.
Oh, okay, we missed the show. I don't
There we
even
go.
know what day it is anymore.
It's Wednesday, October 5th.
Okay, thank you.
Our 2-cent history lesson brought to you by Drew Goebel, Oakland Insurance. Call Drew today, 248-647-2500.
I wonder how the Who was.
Well, I heard the kids were all right. Yeah, I said that.
Wow.
To get cheap tickets, they were a bargain. You know who was there? Bob O'Reilly.
No, just stop.
Bob wasn't there.
Just stop.
All right.
Get on your magic bus and get the hell out of
Oh,
here.
that was
Okay.
even worse. All right, that's our 2-cent history lesson for today. If you're having car trouble, the ones to call, Murphy's Family Auto. Letting that sink in, you might need to get the tires lined. Might
Wait,
lose a
what?
little bit of air as it gets a little colder. You might need an oil change or to make sure your antifreeze is working. 517-552-3040 for details. You can stop by and Have them check out and give your vehicle an inspection before winter gets here. They're open on Saturdays, too, for your convenience. 8 to 1. Tell Mike and John sent you. You'll save 5% on your bill. Murphy's Family Auto, your car knows. Did you hear they're rebooting Frasier?
I knew that they were working on it.
So
they have a date set to go, or and it's supposed to be a bit of a darker version, or not darker, but
well, here's the deal with Frasier.
Okay.
None of the old staff is going to. None of those that are still living are going to be on the show as regulars. So get this, they're moving him to another city where I have new friends to encounter. I'm not sure if he's going to do a radio show or if he's going into the podcast business.
I mean, frankly, as long as you got Kelsey Grammer and you've got
David Hyde Pierce.
David Hyde
I don't know
Pierce,
if they're not scheduled to be. They may make guest appearances, but they're not going to be regulars on the show.
That's baloney. Sorry. I want Roz and Bulldog.
Bulldog's still around? I don't know if he's...
Oh, yeah. He's still around.
Is he still around?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the Bulldog's around. We have our own Bulldog. His name's Tim Robbins.
John King. Oh.
So, thought it was pretty cool that Frasier's coming back. So,
But I thought it was coming back with the...
Not all the
Well,
good.
that's nonsense. Who cares? Then that's just I'm sorry. That's like the whole Dynasty or Dallas reboots that they've tried with the new cast. And you're like, I'm sorry. Where's Lucy?
She's working on a farm in Homer, Michigan.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. That's going to do it for today.
Thank God.
Isn't it?
Let's hope so.
Mike and John got it going on. You've been giggling with Mike and John. Tune in next time and giggle on.
All right. We're in that post-show phase now.
I got nothing for the post show today.
You got nothing?
I got nothing. You know, it's okay to have a post show without anything. You know what?
Let's
Maybe
just stare at the camera.
This could be our meditation
Okay.
time. See, you let that vibrate and you feel better.
We really have to come up with something for post-show.
I do have something, but I gotta go. So I gotta
Well,
get
the
to
bathroom's
work.
upstairs.
I know. I gotta.
Or you can
go
use
to
the sump
work.
pump over there. It's okay. Or if
There's
you
a
wanna,
field in
if you want
Homer.
to just go crap in our garden, that's fine.